YouTubers, this is another video from your friendly neighborhood reviewer, Evelyn. So today we're going to go back with another K-drama review. I've been seeing the first 8 episodes of the new K-drama series, Again My Life, starring Joon-gi as the title character of Kim Hyui. Hopefully I'm pronouncing the name right. So I was going to make a funny comment about this show since Joon-gi did Lawless Lawyer. I was going to say the poor guy's being typecasted with the same exact similar role, but then again the Flower of Evil came after Lawless Lawyer, and I reiterate my comments. Flower of Evil, a very great show. Well, I've only seen the clips, but great actor for him. So the main premise of the show is really easy to follow. The main premise of this show, essentially, Joon-gi's character Kim Hyui, I'm going to refer to as Kim Hyui from following on with this review. So Joon-gi's in the first episode, he's really brash. He wants to take down this evil guy Cho To-sek. Apparently Cho To-sek has his hand everywhere, and in the first episode it seemed that he's the one that put in the Korea's current fictional president in that series. So Kim Hyui, aka Joon-gi, has all the information to take down Cho To-sek, but unbeknownst to him, while questioning Cho To-sek, this is the funny part, Cho To-sek essentially is confessing that, you know, he can kill off anybody that he likes, and even tells Kim Hyui that he went and killed the witness that Kim Hyui had. So he's there like going out from the interrogation room, driving to the witness's, location, and then he sees the witness being hanged from the top of this tall building. And I found that very reminiscent of Lawless Lawyer when that character's uncles died. I was thinking, oh my god, this guy's getting typecasted. But there's an interesting premise about this show. When Kim Hyui dies, when he gets into an epic fight scene with Cho To-sek's hitman. So it's a cool fight scene. The good thing about Joon-gi, he has experience in martial arts, so they utilize him in that kind of way. So he gets beaten up by the hitman, while the hitman goes and injects Joon-gi with a mixture between alcohol and methamphetamine. Such a weird combination I've never heard. And then he gets injected into his neck, so we suppose he's dying, and then the hitman goes and throws Joon-gi over the building, and as Joon-gi / Kim Hyui is falling down, he's kind of like seeing his life flash before his eyes, kind of, if I remember correctly. Then all of a sudden he finds his spirit, we have to assume, on top of the building with still the visible wounds, and he's like saying, am I dead? And then this mysterious, attractive looking lady appears in red, and at first we have to assume Room Reaper, God knows what. And then she starts talking to Kim Hyui and says, do you think if you had more power you could have taken down Cho To-sek, if you had more knowledge and experience? And Kim Hyui is like, yes, I would. And then the woman in the red goes and shows Kim Hyui his life, that despite how bullied he was, what happened to his parents, who died tragically, tragically in a hit and run, he still climbed up to where he was. And Kim Hyui is like that, feeling emotional, saying yes. And then the mysterious woman goes and sends Kim Hyui, we have to assume his soul, sends his soul back to the past when he was like 20 years old. So in the first episode we see Kim Hyui like, all of a sudden in the convenience store where he was working in his part-time job, and he has no idea what's going on. He's in the middle there and he's trying to decipher, is he going crazy, what's going on? And then on that day he remembers that in the previous timeline, that he wasn't such a great son. He was very angry about the circumstances of how poor he lived with his parents. And then he remembers on the day that his parents left, that's the day he was really acting really awful, that they died, and he lived with those regrets. So he leaves the convenience store running to where his parents are, and then he realizes that his parents are still alive, and he has a chance to do things again, all over again. So he goes and hugs his parents, and his parents are like really surprised with their son's change of attitude. So it's like, well, okay. So as the episode progresses, Kim Hyui is trying to understand what's going on, and then he realizes that he's been given another chance to do things right, to like get stronger, better, faster. And the other bit that we found out that when Kim Hyui went through his first education run, that he had to, do the exam 3 times again just to get to university because he had trouble academically. But this time around, he had the knowledge, the experience to climb high within the ranks. And within the series, get introduced to 2 prominent girls that I see that he has more interaction with. He first interacts with the character Kim Han-mi, who's like a delinquent that's running around with a rough crowd. And then we get introduced to another girl. And we get introduced to another girl called Henry. Like, I'll see if I find her name. That a girl that's studying religiously, and that one way or another that she's there trying to climb up the ranks the same as Kim Hee. So basically the gist of the first episode, he goes and helps Han-mi with her education because he knows in the future that Han-mi is going to be a reporter. But with the other girl that's adopted, that's having trouble academically, her life didn't go so well. So from episode 1 to 8 essentially is him helping the people around him while trying to work in defeating Cho Sek. And of course with the knowledge that Kim Hee has about the future, he's able to change moving parts. And the big moving part he was able to change was the hit and run of his parents. Because I think it was the end of the first episode, he's there trying to prevent the death of his parents, so he's trying to convince them not to take a day off from work, to go with him on the day of the death, but they refuse to because they're hardworking people and they need money. So on that day, he goes and waits for his parents to come out from where they're working, and he's walking with them, and then all of a sudden one car looks like it's about to hit them but manages to swerve, but a second car in black goes to that direction, and Kim Hee pushes his parents to the side. And at the end of the first episode, we don't know whether the parents are alive, and Kim Hee is thinking, oh my god, did I make a mistake? What happened? Didn't I save him in time? And he's thinking he's going to be an orphan again. But however, we find that Kim Hee managed to save his parents, and we see a new timeline forming. So from episode 1 to 8, we have time jumps. And also we see interactions with all the people that he has around him. So he goes through university. By episode 3 to 4, he ends up having to go back again to the army, the conscription, as you may know in South Korea, that young men have to serve, I think, 2 years in the army, and then they can do whatever they want when they come out. And then after that, he's the star in the lower ranks as a prosecutor, because we have a time jump there, and he starts in a little offshoot town, Kimsan, from maybe away from Seoul. And he's there recruiting another prosecutor. In his previous timeline, when the prosecutor quit doing his job, he left Kim Hee the important evidence that he used at the first time to try to take down Cho Sek. But Kim Hee's intentions is to accelerate the prosecutor of giving over the evidence, but at the same time stopping the prosecutor from quitting and using him as his team. So by episode 5, onwards, Kim Hee is assembling his team. So he has the prosecutor, and also he's helped 2 young boys. One young boy whose father was framed, he helped solve that case quickly. So the young boy went and found Kim Hee, I think his name is Sangman. It was basically Kim Hee's son. I called him as a son, following him everywhere, his shadow. And the second boy that Kim Hee picks up is this young 20-year-old kid that's an enforcer for the underground mafia in the little town that Kim Hee is as a prosecutor. So he has 2 sons there. And also he has still his friends with Han-mi as a reporter. The Han-mi and Kim Hee has a lot of chemistry, more chemistry. There's one thing about this series that I found a bit mind-boggling, in which the second title actor here, Kim Ji-eun, who you might recognize from The Veil, she's meant to be the second lead here, but you hardly ever see her. She's meant to be the daughter of some conglomerate Chonhan group, but it's she pops in, she pops out. There's there's a friendly banter, interaction, and then we think, there's some love interest, but there's hardly any. Kim Hee had more, interaction with Han-mi, the now reporter, but I just don't get in what way does Ji come into it. Maybe in the second half of the series there'll be more interaction there, but Kim Ji's character here, Kim here, also doesn't Cho To-sek because she sees how shady he is. So by episode 8, we see the heat really coming on. I haven't finished watching the other end of episode 8, which I finally will. Kim Hee has managed to bring all his team to Seoul to work under another corrupt guy in his timeline who's also corrupt in the prosecutor's office. And he's there trying to get into the secret society because he realizes that to defeat the corruption, he needs to be in the group and almost be like a double agent, pretending that he's also corrupt, that he's compliant with everything, but on the side of his team, they're working down to bring down the corruption from the top. And the other part of the series, which is like really like, oh my god, that basically everybody in the government's corrupt, every single one. Because by episode 8, we see this secret group is filled with politicians, prosecutors, basically everybody in government is in this secret group. So we see how the corruption spreads wide. Okay, guys, this is essentially the first 8 episodes of the series. We have a point, literally you can follow it step by step. Kim Hee dies, he goes back into the past, and then he manages to redo things in his youth, and then he becomes a prosecutor. There's one element that I left off, is the mysterious woman in red. We find out that this mysterious woman in red, when she was alive, she is the secretary of Cho To-sek. So she basically knows everything what Cho To-sek has done. So that brings us back to the mystery. Like, how does she die, and what forces have given her to bless Kim Hee with a second life and to do everything all over again? Because on the initial first episode, I had this one question. If I was Kim Hee, I would ask initially the woman in red, like, why me? Why choose me? There's plenty of corruption in the world, but why help me? So when we see that Kim Hee discovers that the woman in red is the secretary for Cho To-sek, he starts to put 2 and 2 together that maybe in death, she wanted to get revenge from Cho To-sek. So, whatever forces gave this woman in red to give, Kim Hee his second life, we'll have yet to find out whether or not if this secretary would still die. Because of course there's that time paradox. If Kim Hee is changing the past, then the initial thing of him going back into the past will break. So the previous timeline, is it going to die? And the other theories I have for the end of the series, maybe could be all a dream, they found him in a coma, or maybe this is for real, a new timeline. If they do the whole coma angle, he wakes up and he's still in the current timeline, that would be too awful. To find out his parents have died, new relationships that he's formed with his team gone. Hopefully they won't go that way. But UK drama fans, you let me know if you've seen this series and what do you think. And to all those new people that are subscribed, thank you so much. You don't know how I appreciate people watching this channel. And also any new viewers that happen to watch this video, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. Also leave any comments down below of any other K-drama / movie TV series you would like me to review. And as I always leave you people, stay safe.